but the thing is this: American women have literally reduced themselves to sexual objects. Like that's all they've done. Because this is what happens, right? Oh, well, baby, I make money. Well, fuck you. I don't need your money. I make my own money. Okay, cool. Like, well, you want to like cook for me? Fuck you. I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna cook for you. I don't need to cook for you. Like, help me clean up my house? No, fuck you. I'm not gonna clean. I'm not your maid, right? So, okay, well, you want to massage my back? No, fuck you. I'm not your slave. So, all right. So, what have you reduced
Whatever.
yourself to?
Well, what else you good for then?
You reduced yourself to a fuck stick. And
Right.
so what American women's game is, and it comes back to bite them in the ass, right? Their game is just give pussy and take pussy away. Give pussy, take pussy away.
Right. Yeah, yeah, hey, that's a fucking bar right there. That's exactly their game. That's all they have. Like,
Yep.
but the thing is, like you said, it bites them in the ass because although in our space you see a lot of guys struggling, but it's nothing to get pussy. Pussy is like water; it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So you reduce yourself to be just as common as water, versus smart women understand a man's mind, they understand his ego, and they can play on that.
Yes.
The common man, but you don't really see that nowadays too much. I saw a post on Facebook yesterday, and this girl was like half naked, and she posted herself like half naked, and she was like, "I just don't understand why I'm single." And in my mind, I'm thinking pretty girl, sexy girl, but in my mind thinking it was almost sad that the women don't even know their value. See, I know their value, but I'm not gonna tell you. I'll just exploit it, but
Yep.
I'm not gonna tell you, but because I know how to extract the value from a woman. But it was just sad to realize that women don't even know the value that they have outside of sex.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then when a high value man comes around, right? And these girls, what's funny is like American chicks, they are so fucking lost. They are lost, man. It is sad. It's sad, but like I like a sick part of me enjoys watching them suffer. Like, because like they treated me like shit when I was younger. You know what I mean? Until you got some game, until you got
Yeah,
some shit about you. These girls are ruthless,
yeah,
ruthless, bro. Klay Thompson, right? He was like engaged or married to like some chick who's like a fucking YouTuber, right?
uh
Like
huh,
her thing is like, I'm big on YouTube, and he just won the first championship against the greatest basketball player of our modern time, LeBron James, right?
right.
And he cheated on her, right? And she was like, I don't get it. What the audacity of this guy to cheat on me? How dare he? Blah, blah, blah. What a piece of shit. And it's just like, lady, this guy is a fucking global superstar. You are a YouTuber. Like, like, no shit, he's gonna cheat on you, right?
Right, right.
And when that happened to me, it just like was a very big aha moment for me to realize like these girls, like they just don't get it. They don't
Right.
understand men. They don't understand being feminine. And another thing is like these high value men, right? For me, for example, right? And I don't want to know if this is the same situation for you, but for me, like if a girl wants to stay around, she cannot just bring pussy to the
Right. Of course
table.
not. Of course not.
That's
No.
like that's like paying admission to get into the nightclub. Like no shit,
Right.
I'm gonna get some pussy. But
Right.
what else can you do? And like, don't tell me this bullshit. Like, well, I have I have good social skills, and I have empathy and shit. Like, no, you know what I mean? Easy, you're laughing because you know what I'm
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
talking about.
Right.
um,
Yeah, man. I've always been like that, man. My first girlfriend spoiled me, man. I think it was like 12 or 11 or something, and she bought me. She used to just buy me a bunch of shit, man. Um, Like she would call up the radio stations. I know you remember back in the days with the radio station, the girl would call like the night show and give their boyfriends like shout outs and, oh, I want to give a shout out to such and such and such. And that was the big show. She used to do this for me all the time. and she would buy me like all the like tapes and singles. You know, back they had the cassette tape singles. So if a
Yeah.
song that I liked, um, if I liked the song, she would buy this shit and just like bring it to me in school and shit. So that she kind of set the foundation for how I thought that I should be treated as a little kid. So as I got older, I kind of always required and then I started learning, like really learning how to get inside their head and play them and shit like that. And I
Right.
understood what drove women crazy, and I understood what made girls like actually really like you. So I started to play on that. So I always would require women to do stuff for me. Like
Yeah.
I was not the type. Of course, I have. There's the couple women who really get to you, and then you'll do anything for. You have that, but most girls in my life, I would require them to basically prove themselves to me.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I told a friend of mine, right, the other day. You ever seen the movie The Dark Knight with the Joker?
No, no, no. I never saw that movie. I'm
Uh
not a big movie buff or like cartoons and shit like that. I never really watched that type of stuff. People think I'm weird, but
no, I mean everybody's got their thing. Um well, there's this one scene where Joker kills this mob boss, right?
mhm,
And he catches the last three of his henchmen, right?
right.
And he's like, "All right, guys, well, we have room for one of you." So he takes a pool cue and he snaps it in half and he throws it on the floor. He's like, "We're gonna have tryouts." And he wanted, they had to kill each other for one to survive to join the team. And I told my friend, it's like, this is what I typically do with my women, right? I
Right,
make them I need to see some allegiance. I need to see some loyalty, I need you to shed
right,
blood for me. Not literally, but you know what I mean?
right.
I want to see that. And when you're a high value guy like us, like, all you like, I'm pretty sure you got a team of girls right now. I got a team as well.
Yes.
All my team could be wiped out. You give me worst case scenario 2 months, the team will be restocked. I'll be fine. Guys like
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
we're never gonna worry about the rest of our life.
Right, right.
And I think it comes with a mentality. I wanted you just now mentioned says you understand how to get into their mind, what makes them obsess over you, and you just mentioned like things that you really understand about female
Right.
nature. Would you mind sharing that with us today?
All right. So basically, outside of basic attraction, of course, you look good, you smell good, but like to get into their minds, like my dad taught me this when I was young, as a kid, man. Women have huge, fragile egos, right? Now the key is to not you want them to chase this ego, but not so much that it turns around and bites you in the ass. And that's a lot of mistakes. That's a lot of the mistake that a lot of guys make, a lot of rookie guys make. And I made this mistake too, getting women to chase their ego because once they start chasing their ego too much, it stops becoming about you. So the key is to get them to serve you, right? And people become like I say, outside of attraction and being masculine and all of that. The
Mhm.
key is to pretty much get them to serve you and invest into you. It don't have to be money, but it can be time or make them making sacrifices or just bringing you shit or gifts or whatever. But when people serve you, they tend to be loyal. When you
Yeah.
think of service and you think of people who serve, like you look at police officers, right? Those are some of the most loyal people to what they do because they train you to believe that you're serving, right? The same
Right.
with the military. You see guys, Vietnam vets that's 80, 90 years old and they still have the hats on with, whatever division that they served in and shit. What these institutions understand is that it's service.
Yeah.
And so when you take this and you apply this to women, the game gets you start to crack codes and shit, and you start to understand how they truly are. They built to serve you.
Yeah.
This is nature. But the thing is, um, throughout society and throughout time, we've evolved to serve them, right? So
Yes.
most
Yes.
people and most guys are thought, okay, I serve, or let me do for her, let me try to make her happy, um let me see what I can do for her, and it doesn't work. Of course, they appreciate it. They get gifts and shit, but this is not how you penetrate them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When I was young, I was a teenager, man. We used to do, and like a lot of the stuff that I talk about now, I talk about it like with integrity because I can be a dirtbag. I can be like the dark game and all of that. That was my whole thing. Like I used to like my thing was almost like to take advantage of women when I was a younger and a teenager and stuff. So we used to like if a girl wanted to see me, right? This when I was like 18. If a girl wanted to see me, I would make her buy everybody in the house. Like I had like 4 or 5 roommates, right? You know how guys just live together and shit. And I would make her bring everybody Taco Bell or buy whatever, you know. If you
Mhm.
want to see me, this is what you have to do, or bring everybody something to eat. Or, if a girl would tell me, "Oh, I love you," so, "Oh, I love you so much," I would say, "How much do you love me?" "Oh, I do anything for you." "Okay, well, you got fuck my homie." Like little sacrifices when they make. I swear to God, bro, this is what we
You
used to do.
that hit me out of left field. Wait,
Yeah,
so before they would fuck you, you'd tell you gotta go fuck my friend?
yeah, not before, but just like after. Like I would already be fucking her, and they want to pull out. "Oh, I fall in love. Oh, I love you so much." "Okay, well then prove how much you love me, right?" "Oh, I do anything." "Okay, well, let my dog get some of that." And they would do it. But
Wow.
them making sacrifices like this, and it's not like I was gonna wife them in anyway. Like
No,
I
I
didn't
love
really,
it. I fucking
I
love it.
didn't. I don't teach stuff like this nowadays because I know guys are irresponsible, just like
Yeah,
I was irresponsible. But just them making that sacrifice and them giving their bodies and doing things for you that they've never done is enough to have them. You pretty much own them at that point. But so that worked even back then. Um, More so now because they have guys treating them like kings and like they fucking God's gift to earth, and then when you don't do it, it stands out. But
yeah,
even girls who didn't get a lot of attention back then, even girls didn't get a um a lot of validation from guys. Because remember, back in the days, a woman literally had to get outside and go out and go to bars or go out to parties to get guys. Like
yep,
she had to be out and about and make herself look good.
yep.
Um,
She had to
so
dress
but
up, she had
she
to
had
be
to dress
skinny.
up and all that shit. Exactly, skin. You remember bitches was like back in the days. You remember they had this whole anorexia thing where like bitches was literally making themselves barbs and becoming bulimic just to be attractive.
Yeah,
That's the game was like that back then.
the good old
Um,
days.
the good old days. They would do things, but now the attention, right? The attention, the attention. I think the attention to them does something to them. I think this gives them like dopamine and serotonin and shit. I honestly believe that because,
Yeah,
like I said, even back in the days, this worked. So maybe you know our attention does something to them, and then when you take that away, they go crazy about
yeah,
it. Even if they don't get attention like that.
yep.
Because I was doing this type of shit in high school. I would start talking to a chick or whatever. I was, this is dirty as shit, right? But I would start talking to a chick, start talking to her, vibing. Everything would be going good, and I would just start pulling back. I would start pulling back, and she would be like, "Oh my," they'll be calling you, and you don't answer the phone. Then they may show up at your mom's house, or they may show up, or and then you just sit down and you look them in the face, say, "I don't like the way you're doing such and such." I don't, and you playing a game, but this would drive them crazy. I just feel like you ain't going hard enough,
Yeah,
right? And they would go crazy and like just go overboard with it.
yeah.
But
Or
it's just that.
if you
Oh,
tell
go
them
ahead.
like, if you tell them like, for example, I had a girl before, and I was trying to get rid of her actually, and I said, like I like you and all, but like you're a little fat. Like you got to lose 20 pounds. And I thought that she would just be like, all right, fuck you. But she lost 20
They'll
pounds
do
in
it.
1 month. In one
They will
month.
fucking do it. They will do it, man. It's almost like it's powerful, man. It's dynamic. That's why I'm so into it. This dynamic of male and female and how we basically like live for each other's validation, man. Like,
Yeah.
um, males too, but I try to teach guys how to numb that and replace this need because I think it's almost natural on both sides, but unfortunately, guys like me know how to exploit this from women who don't know any better. And shit. But
Yeah.
um,
I'll
yeah,
say
man,
this
it's crazy.
too. I'll say this too, right? Because you and I, we're a little bit older. In regards to younger chicks nowadays, because dudes have become so soft that these girls actually they don't have really good game. Like when they meet a
No,
guy like us, like they can't beat us
they
because
can't.
they're sparring with fucking retards.
Right, right. Like I had this one girl, right? A chick was probably like 20, 21. This was about probably like maybe 7, 8 months ago. This chick was like 20, 21 years old. So she had at my house. And I was texting now older woman know not an older woman have game enough to know like we just started dating or we just started fucking. Let me not take it here. But I was texting somebody I was doing something on Facebook or in a message and this little bitch, right? This little chick like stomps around in my house and like get an attitude and she just storms out and she texts me and she's like, "Oh, next time you want to text while I'm there, uh maybe you have something to think about." I didn't respond for a few days. I didn't respond to her because I'm like, if you had any game, you don't even know who you fucking with. You don't even know who you dealing with. Like you just lost your meal ticket
Yeah,
by even acting like them in my house over some
yeah,
bullshit, right? So I didn't respond. So she hit me back and she was like, "Oh well, when you're ready to talk about it, I'm ready to talk. When you're ready to talk." And then in my mind, I'm like, "Bitch, who the fuck do you think you even talk? Don't even who do you think you talking to?" Long story short, I don't respond. So now she's with the I'm sorry shit. Like, what did I do wrong? And all this. But I didn't even respond anymore. But it just goes to show you that they don't even know how to that shit will work on one of them little goofy dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like little shit like that. Most guys would be like, "Oh, what's wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. How can I fix it? Don't act like that. Don't do me like that." No, bitch. But see, older women who have game, they know not to even come at a guy like that. Like,
yeah.
a guy who got his shit together, who who he's established, he's obviously can replace you at the drop of a hat. You know,
Right.
these chicks, these younger chicks, man, and a lot it's like not balanced, man. There's so many guys that treat them a certain way and they think when they come at a guy like me that I'm just going for that. No.